just watch.
Okay, so every time I had something to do, like my mom asked me to do chores, or I had like a huge project to do, I always try to find like shortcuts to just fast track my way through anything. So a lot of times, a lot of my projects or my chores would come out, I'm just gonna be quite frank with you, half-assed. And I know that's just not the way I like my things to come out as. I like my projects to look nice. I like my chores to be done neat. I like my mom to look at me proud. So that's why I agree with Amelia Earhart's quote, the best way to do it is to do it. I know that doing chores is boring and doing homework and projects is boring, but I always try to make it fun in some sort of way by either shaking it up, like adding some music in the background while dancing along to my chores, or just adding some sort of sparkle to my project if my teacher would allow it. I always want to add some sort of video that can inspire people, or some sort of inspirational quote at the end. One of my teachers, he was my leadership teacher for about 2 years in high school, and he always would ask us if we had any inspirational words of wisdom right before we got to work. And I think that's really cool because he would always look for us not only to inspire him and the freshmen we were teaching, but also if we can inspire each other and all the people around us. And I didn't want to half-ass that either. I wanted to put my all into it. I wanted to inspire these young freshmen. So I would go out of my way. I would learn all their names. I would try to learn their schedules. I would try to help them with their classes as best I can. I'm not good at history or math or science, but I'm good at English. So the best thing to do is just doing it. And so even though I wasn't the best at all the things that I tried to help them with, I was still there and I was still giving them friendship, and that's all they really asked for.
All right, well, I like the opinion that you had, the statement that you used to set this up, and then the transition to the topic I thought was pretty effective. I didn't really hear a very clear preview of what the supporting structure was going to be. In fact, I'm not sure that there was much of a structure. You got going on some good ideas, and you were fortunate that you had some things to say about those ideas. I think if you'd run short, it would have been a little bit problematic because there wasn't a structure and you wouldn't know where you were going next. So you lucked out a little bit, but the content was okay. It could be a little bit more elaborate, but there's some reasonable platitudes that are being presented here. Delivery issues, you project your voice very well. It's easy to hear you. You look at us for the most part. I think that's pretty solid. Sometimes the facial expression, there's a lot of smiling, but some of it's nervous smiling. It's just a little anxious, and it comes across like you are a little less comfortable than you should be. It's not unfriendly, but it's kind of a little defensive. So we want your expressions to reflect what you're talking about, not necessarily all of your anxiety issues. And so that'll be something that maybe you want to pay attention to a little bit. In the first minute of the speech, you had nervous feet. Okay, you're moving around a lot, and then you settle down a little bit, but you do something else with your body that's a little odd. You have a tendency to lean back while you're speaking. It's like I'm going to get away from you a little bit, and I'm going to bend over backwards to do that. I won't step back all the way, but I'll lean back a little bit, and it looks awkward. So if you're gonna do any leaning, lean into us instead of leaning away from us. That's more that engagement, like we were talking about, the intensity and the integration,
Immediacy.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for, the immediacy that we were talking about. I knew it started with an I. You've got a lot of gestures. Sometimes they're a little broad, maybe a little too excessive. Again, I think that's anxiety stuff that's coming out. But you do look engaged while you're doing that. So I'm not saying stop the gestures. I'm just saying maybe contain them a little bit when you're doing your presentation. All right. Thank you.